express yourself so you can feel better, to be comforted, and to get closer to people. Hi, my name is JD, and I'm a statistician and music therapist here to offer statistically significant support. And in this video, we'll talk about why it's important to emotionally express yourself and how to do it appropriately. So if you don't mind hitting those like and subscribe buttons so that you can get the support as it comes out. Emotional expression is when you share your emotions with others. But expressing your emotions isn't linked to social well-being. So you can do things like share your negative emotions and still be okay socially. In fact, expressing your emotions often helps socially. You can be more satisfied in your relationships. You can have higher self-esteem. You can be accepted by others, and you'll be liked by others. Emotional suppression, however, is when you hide your emotions from others. So suppressing your emotions actually hurts you more than it helps you. It's connected with having depression and substance abuse, having higher negative emotions and lower positive emotions, having lower self-esteem, poor immune system, greater fatigue, lower life satisfaction, and less relationship satisfaction, which lasts up to 3 months. It's also related to having poorer social skills and social well-being. In fact, if you suppress your emotions, people who don't know you are less likely to like you. You'll also be less satisfied socially, have lower social support, and have poor quality in romantic relationships. It's more complicated though than just suppressing your emotions, because you can suppress your emotions in 4 different ways: by suppressing the expression of the emotion, suppressing the experience of the emotion, suppressing both the expression and the experience, and suppressing the thoughts of the situation. So if you suppress the expression of the emotion, you're reacting in a way that no one can tell what you're feeling. If you're suppressing the experience of the emotion, you're not allowing yourself to feel the emotion. And if you're suppressing both, then no one can tell what you're feeling, and you're not allowing yourself to feel it. But if you're suppressing your thoughts about the situation, you're not allowing yourself to think about the situation. This is like all of the love and light and toxic positivity movement that we're seeing, that you have to be positive all the time. That's actually suppressing your emotions. So to put this complexity in perspective, even though suppressing the expression of the emotion can help you emotionally regulate, suppressing the experience of the emotion or your thoughts about the event would not help you emotionally regulate. Also, you can do things like express your concern about a new boss while also suppressing your concern about losing your job. Now, expressing your emotions is important because it helps you shape other people's emotions. Yeah, other people's emotions. So by expressing your fear and sadness, you get other people's sympathy and desire to help. So it's important to know when and how to express yourself. Now, emotions are thought to have evolved to help us solve life's problems. So it's imperative to use the appropriate emotion with the appropriate context, at least socially. So to do better socially, you want to express positive emotions in a positive social situation, but you want to suppress anger in that positive situation. Anger really is the one emotion that you want to be mindful of when you're expressing it, because expressing anger tends to hurt you socially. And it's potentially because it leads to aggressive action. So instead of allowing yourself to be destructive with anger, there are plenty of ways to make your anger constructive. So I have a video on that. There's several tips. It's a really great video, so go ahead and check out that video on how to make anger constructive. And even therapists need to consider the context of when expressing emotion or having their patients express their emotions is appropriate. For example, in 100% of the studies, the patient had better outcomes when both the therapist and the patient had positive emotions. But therapists facilitating emotional expression only improves patient success about 30%, and even then up to 65%. And therapists expressing their emotions to a patient just isn't as beneficial to the patient and the patient's outcomes as the patient expressing his or her own emotions. But therapists still need to express their emotions when they're doing therapy. So there's a balance. And I'm really interested to know what you think about this, because in some situations it helps, in some situations it hurts. So what are you seeing when you're doing therapy? Or if you're a patient, what are you seeing from your therapist that's been helpful from their emotions? What's helping? How do you express your emotions in therapy as a therapist or a patient? What works for you? And knowing when to express myself is actually something I struggle with. I never know when to speak up or when to hold back. And when I do speak up, it seems like I'm just making people angry. And when I do hold back, it feels like I should have spoken up to begin with. So I struggle with this. I know it's hard. And I often think that remaining silent is sometimes the best option, but I know that's just hurting me and that expressing myself is going to make me feel so much better. So I know how difficult this is. And for me, it's because I am often in situations where I'm around narcissistic people and who are emotionally abusive. And in that situation, it's actually best to suppress yourself because they want that feedback, positive or negative. They want to know that they can control your emotions. So by not giving them that, you're actually being healthy for yourself. But that's a very unique situation, and overall, it's better to express yourself, and I know this, and it's something I'm personally working on. But there are healthy ways to express yourself, and one of those is expressive writing. So it works because creating a narrative of what happened helps you gain insights and understanding about what happened. So expressive writing can help you reduce symptoms of a chronic illness, help you boost your immune system, and help you have greater success at work. It can even improve your physical health, psychological well-being, physiological functioning, and just general functioning overall. All of these are improved even a month after the writing. All you have to do is write for 15 to 30 minutes at a time, and you don't even have to do it every day. You can do it twice a week, you can do it once a week, you can even do it once a month. You can space it out as you need to. And it doesn't even matter what you write about. You can write about current traumas, you can even write about past traumas, but it's best to give yourself the option of what to write about. Now, another way to emotionally express yourself is through music and music therapy. And in a music therapy session that takes an emotional approaching coaching style, you may cry and approach challenging emotions. But despite that emotional turmoil that you're having in that session right then, what you're doing is you're discussing your hardships, and you're more likely to leave that session feeling better than you did when you came in. And one technique you might do in that session is songwriting. So music therapists usually use songwriting, and they commonly do so to achieve emotional expression in their patients. But there's 5 different ways to actually do songwriting. So you can do fill in the blanks and have the song lyric and then a blank, and you fill in whatever emotion you're having based on the situation in the song. You could create brand new lyrics to an already composed song. You can create a completely original song. You can just improvise, or you can mash different songs together. So all of these techniques can be adjusted, and they can be mixed together to match your unique style and your preference and your level of comfort with songwriting. So it's not about feeling overwhelmed, it's more about just expressing yourself, because we're not looking for perfection with songwriting, we're looking for that emotional expression. And to put all of this together, expressing yourself emotionally is beneficial when done appropriately, but suppressing your emotions tends to do more harm than good. So if you're sad, be sad. If you're happy, be happy. If you're angry, you can be angry, but make sure you're not being angry in a social situation, because that's just going to hurt you if you can. And I have this analogy with emotional expression that I really love. It's about a cup of water. So if you have a cup of water and the water is stained, and that stained water is your negative emotions, and you just let it sit and you forget about it, you're not going to get any better. That water is going to be stale, it's just going to get gross. And if you try to fill it with fresh water, you're not going to get that stain out. And by filling it with fresh water, you're suppressing the experience of the emotion by only feeling positive emotions. So what you want to do is pour out that stained water so that you get a clean cup and you can actually fill your cup with fresh, clean water, and you'll have more room for the positive emotions. Now, this is hard, and you're not going to want to do it, and it's going to take a lot of courage. It's going to be difficult in the moment. You're going to be okay. All you have to do is start, and the emotions will pour out of you. But you will feel better once you're done, and you'll be in a better place after you've expressed your emotions. So if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. If you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button so that you can continue to get statistically significant support. Thank you.